Thank you. So, good morning or good day to everybody. I'm really happy and honored to be a part of this conference. Actually, I have quite a long experience working in the bank previously for almost 20 years in one of the largest banks that are represented here as well in this room, in SEB Bank. Later on, I was heading a FinTech company, which was opened by 3 largest telco companies and meant to be a great success story. Actually, we had successful moments and periods of time, including the successful closure of the services 3 months ago, sale of shares to the other investors who will continue on that platform going forward. And here I am in brand new bank in town, as we say, or even maybe a new bank in European Union, since it's licensed by the Central Bank of Europe. So, actually, all the most important things have been said until now, so it's one more challenge of the conference, that being the third from the end, you risk to be repeating some thoughts. But actually my presentation has a wide range of elements coming from the Germanic mythology to the spaceships. And actually that's the way I would like to shortly present European Merchant Bank view into the global and local. Basically, well, local can be much more global than we tend to think from the first instance playground. So it is always important to start from the roots, and somehow I can't manage the slide, even being here physically. Okay, so what is hiding in the European Merchant Bank logo? Maybe you haven't even noticed, because it's very fresh player in the market, that we have 8-legged horse in our logo, which is coming actually from the Germanic methodology as a 8-legged horse, Sleipnir, who was traveling through the 9 worlds in this famous World Tree, and actually there are other ideas or myths coming out that this 8-legged horse was a mean of transportation for some shamans across the cosmos. I'm doing really bad with the slides. One friend actually asked me, so can you please describe what is the merchant of the 21st century? And actually the history is evolving and experiences are changing, but some basics remain the same. So actually we are not here to invent the new definition for what is merchant. It could be anybody or any business entrepreneur who would be tied with who would be involved into the business, into the trade. And we used to have in the history different kinds of merchants. And today, probably you could imagine merchant being quite different from the one in 16th or whatever century in the history, but definitely doing business through the digital channels, through the interfaces, acting probably globally, being maybe very local entrepreneur, and also actually in a need of both banking and fintech services. So how to deal with that. Again, parallel from the past. So most of the trades in the wide global network in the past was coming from via the different roads. One of the example could be a Silk Road. Back many centuries ago. And how are we doing about that today? So basically in in the 21st century, where banks and FinTechs meet to service the same merchants, so who could be both locally based or just trading locally and maybe at the same time globally, and heavily exposed by pandemic, which in fact showed and proved the importance of being globally connected via digital channels, and that we have to adjust to the new normal, as this even slogan in my slide is New Old, where it's a combination of new and old in one. And both the financial institution market players, the FinTechs and the banks, here are yet to find the balance, how to adjust and how to serve clients having very various needs. So in the global, again, combination of global and local surrounding, so where do we stand at as European Merchant Bank? So again, we are very fresh and new player in the market, got a license just at the end of 2018. And this year was the year when we started to work with our selected customer profiles. So we are making the first steps and learning from different experiences, and actually we do not have any legacy, but we have a lot of experience to learn lessons and to adjust to the uncertain times and to find the opportunities between high demands coming from various segments of ordinary merchants, also fintech companies which are in need of financial services, and also balancing with risk management competences and also technologies. So close cooperation with fintech platforms, that's something that we are investigating and trying to understand, and a lot of wise words have been said already today that basically not machine cannot solve the problem. It's a lot about the competence, but again, probably a combination of both. This is what needs to be employed in order to deal with in today's reality. So again, coming back to the cosmos that I was mentioning already in the beginning. So not probably the Sleipnirs itself, but how do European Merchant Bank envision the cosmos? Maybe the bank is the mothership as a banking platform for fintechs to find the right way of cooperation. And probably we should be defining what components, what parts must be plugged into the mothership so that all business needs and also risk management needs would be addressed. I believe that combination of competence and the technology, that's the way to go. There's no the recipe invented yet. If there would be, probably I would not be standing here and trying to share the views, but this is how we are looking into the opportunity by doing the same de-risking in the way that Jekaterina was presenting, but also finding the opportunities and servicing different kind of fintechs as well. And probably it not necessarily needs to be a rocket science all the time, because it's already old, well-known thing about cooperation and co-sharing. So why not co-banking? Why not to have some space in the mothership or elsewhere for cooperating and co-working for different traders and currency platforms, as an example. Stay always alert, not only in the control mechanisms, but also in creating different products and the same platforms and solutions for the future. That's about the journey which we are trying yet to find the roads which leads us to the goals that we have been raising to ourselves. And thank you for the attention.